Before we begin, like always, if you appreciate the content, if you like my theming, the writing of Arch Linux, DWM, please give a like and a sub because it would be greatly appreciated. As you can see, if you've been following my videos, I've been changing my themes a lot, and I found this wallpaper, and I really like the color scheming. Usually I go with a picture of Rin, but this one stood out for me. So I really like the blue that it's got going in there. And when I used PowerOff to generate everything, the colors came out really well. So in this video here, I'll just quickly build on a topic, well, more than one topic actually, that I've covered in the past. And they are the adding of a shutdown menu to DWM, palm detection, and now I'm going to kind of add one more layer to this and connect the power menu to the built-in power button key on my keyboard. Because the annoying thing that I found while typing is that this keyboard on the Pinebook Pro, at least on small devices, right? If you're on a big laptop, you probably won't notice this, because I never had this issue on my big HP laptop that I've got. And so I'll be hitting the backspace key and I'll accidentally hit the power button and then everything shuts down, which is extremely annoying. So what we have to do is disable systemd's automatic management of this key press, because by default DWM does not manage this, right? So we need to disable systemd and then have DWM manage it. So how are we going to do that? First, open a terminal, then we will edit this file. I'm not going to sudo it because I'm not going to write into it, but just remember you're on the root partition, so you should use sudo when you edit this. So anyway, right here, if we scroll down, one of the first lines that we see is this HandlePowerKey. By default, it's set to PowerOff. So what we want to do is comment that out, or if you're confident of what you're doing, just change the PowerOff to ignore, right? And then after that, we can close. And I'm not really too sure, I can't remember, but I would restart now, or after you finish this process, restart just to restart systemd. I'm not too sure if this file is sort of read only once, or if it's a sort of updatable thing at use. But anyway, once you've done that, just restart your system to make sure, and you can test the power key button actually and see if it's been disabled, and you should be good. Then you can go into your DWM configuration, and here we go. So a long time ago, I had shown how to add a power menu script when you would press a key button. And this is how it looks here. I think I edited it, and I removed sleep because since I switched to toe boot, I'm having some issues with the sleep functionality, and I just think I'm not too sure of how to fix it, to be honest. But anyway, that's besides the point. But anyway, this is the power menu script that I have here, and I just pipe in these values into Dmenu, and then depending on which one is selected, I'll do some action like shut down, restart, lock the screen, or cancel, right? So I have a video on this script, and if you want to see it, I'll leave it linked in the description, I guess, but it's somewhere in my one of my playlists anyway, regarding DWM, and you can see it there, and I really go into the specifics. It's a very straightforward script. It doesn't really take much to run, and I put my scripts in the bin folder just so that I could call them from the command line easier. Instead of having to like list out the directory, I just call it like this, so it reduces the command length. And again, you have to take the x86 key here, and this is where we manage it, right? So then we would call our function here to call the power menu script. And of course, after you're done editing that file, you would compile and then install it, rerun DWM, or sorry, I should say make, run a make, and then install DWM again. And then after that, you would just restart DWM, and then you can see your power menu here, and you will no longer have that issue. So this is a pretty straightforward solution to this problem. Not really that difficult, but definitely extremely annoying. I think this is more annoying than the palm detection issue, which is like where you're swiping the keyboard. Sorry, not the keyboard, the touchpad as you are typing on the keyboard. So again, if you appreciate the content, if you found this video useful, you like the theming, the rising of Arch Linux, DWM, please give a like and a sub. And before I go, recently I've also did a video on my opinion of Mac OS versus Linux versus Windows, and I give my opinion not as some sort of expert, but just as someone that has used many OSs throughout their whole lives. You know, at this point, I really believe that I can use any operating system and get the majority of the work done, because I just don't care about whether or not I'm running Mac OS, Linux, or Windows. Linux just makes me feel comfortable when I'm using a computer. You know, the fact that I'm not being monitored, I'm not being tracked internally in my system. I mean, unless you pick a distro that does tracking, and usually they're very honest, but that's besides the point. But again, if you appreciate the content, found this useful, please give a like and a sub, and I will see you on the next video.